Hey guys, I'm going to do a review on this Shimano Curado MGL reel that I just purchased. I have several old Curado, the green ones, and I have several of the Curado Ks, which is a little bit larger reel. This is the smaller reel. This is a 150 size, so it's not like a 100 size, and it's not like the K, which is like a 200 or 300 size. So it's a smaller reel. So if you got smaller hands, or even for your kids or teens, you know, this will be a good palming reel. I'm not a palmer. I actually hold the rod just below like that. I kind of weird that way. So that doesn't really matter to me. The reason I purchased this reel is it's supposed to be exceptionally smooth. This reel has a smaller gear tooth on it than the other reels, so you don't get any of that kind of clackety clack type feeling sometimes when it's cold and the grease is hard compared to other reels. And I'm looking for a reel that I could use for close quarters, flipping and pitching. I don't need a ton of line. And this reel, the spool is small, and its line capacity is literally, you can see, it's only for 10-pound line, it's 120 yards, and for 14-pound line, it's like 90 yards. So I'm probably going to throw 16 or 18-pound fluorocarbon on here. So you won't even need, you know, even to really put any backer on here at all. You can just start right straight with your line each time that you use it. So I'm going to see how this thing goes right out of the box. It's sleek, smooth, looks good. I mean, when you turn the handle, it's just as clean as it can possibly be. I'm gonna go ahead and line it up and put it on a rod and see how it performs. So now I've adjusted the tensioner knob here for the weight of the lure that I've got tied on the end, so that it falls slowly and stops and doesn't overrun. So that's how you want to adjust that. So that's all adjusted. And with this one, there's a centrifugal brake, and on this you open it from the bottom here. There's a little dial right here that you pull, and that opens up, and you have these weights. Right now they're all off, and to turn the weight on, you want to flip them down till they click. See how that clicked right there? And I'm going to start with just 2 weights down. And if I feel like I need more, then I can open the thing up and put several more weights down. But right now, others are all off, or will be off in a second here. Let's get them clicked up where they're supposed to be. Okay, they're all clicked up, and the 2 are down. So I have 2 down. Now, in addition to that, with this reel, lock her back, there's another little dial here. It has an arrow on it that says more. So if you need more tension, you roll it back. If you need less tension, you roll it forward. And it's got like 3 little clicks on it. That's all the way off, and then anywhere in between there to all the way on is the most tension on the brake system in here, the centrifugal brake system in the side. So you got a centrifugal brake system, and then you have the regular tensioner, which is a spool tensioner, which just tightens down on the spool, which that's for the weight of the lure, and the centrifugal system is for backlash control. So you use them together to get the best results. So we're not going to go completely open here. We're going to go about halfway on the tensioner, or the centrifugal brake system here, in addition to setting 2 weights inside, and see how that goes. You know, so they say this reel is especially designed for throwing lighter lures on. So I thought for more finesse type presentation, where you still want a little bit bigger line, you know, than a spinning reel type situation, you know, like lightweight jigs and worms and things like that, that this reel would be perfect for that. So we're going to see. So my very first cast with this Very light hula grub jig. It's about a 3/16 ounce jig head on here. I cast it like I would normally cast anything, set up how I thought it was set up, and it absolutely took off. I mean, zero effort, and it just flew like way farther than I expected it to. So now I'm going to dial the centrifugal brake system up just a little bit, because I ended up with a little bit of an overrun, and we'll see what happens. So I got this reel absolutely dialed in right now. For a smallish type bait, this is like a 3/16 ounce jig with a little hula grub on it. 18-pound fluorocarbon. I'm using a Mojo bass rod. It's medium heavy fast, but Mojo bass rod, the action tends to run a little bit light. So that's why I picked this rod, because I wanted to be able to throw smaller baits on a bait casting setup. And so on this setup right now, I've got the little dial on the side on about 3 1/4. I ended up flipping one more weight down on the inside, so I have 3 down on the inside now, you know, where you open it up in here. I have 3 of the 6 down. That seemed to be working a little bit better. It's a windy day out here, so I've been casting into the wind and across the wind and downwind. And I think the settings that I have right now for this rod and reel setup is perfect. So what I would say about this reel is, it's smooth as butter. It casts a mile even with smaller baits. So you can throw bigger baits on bigger reels, but if you try to throw smaller baits on some of these bigger reels, they're just not going to throw them. So this reel, I think, is especially good for throwing lighter stuff on bait casting tackle. It's going to be better for, you know, not long distance casting because of the spool size. The spool size only holds about 75 or 80 yards of 18-pound fluorocarbon, but that's plenty, because you don't need any backing or anything. You can put it right on there, and I can cast as far as I need to cast in the situations that I'm in. Now, if I was, you know, throwing something long distance, crankbaits or something like that, that I needed to throw long distance, or Carolina rigs or different things, then I probably wouldn't use this reel, but it's a different type of tool. This tool is for lighter weight, especially lighter weight lures. You can cast it a mile. So far, I'll wait till I catch a fish, see how the drag system works on it. I think the drag system is going to work fine, because I own several Shimano reels. So I give this reel an A+. It's $209 retail. Probably last you 20 years if you take good care of it. So it's a good investment. Anybody looking to buy a new reel, I give it a grade A+ from what I've seen so far, once you get it dialed in. Now understand, if you're throwing different lures, these dial-in settings that I've talked about may change a little bit for you. Or if you're a little bit different caster than I am, maybe more experienced or less experienced, then you may have to mess with the dial and the weight settings a little bit more to suit you. But once you get it dialed in, so far, I love this reel. Again, thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.